October 21st, 2025. The blackout begins. For 6 weeks. 3I/Atlas vanishes behind the sun, shielded by a wall of plasma and light nearly 1 million miles thick. But the real mystery isn't what happens during the darkness. It's what the data already shows. Carbon dioxide ratios that break every comet model. Nickel emissions where iron should dominate. A trajectory so perfectly aligned with our solar system's plane that the odds sit at 1 in 20,000. 3 separate research teams flagged the same word in their internal reports. Anomalous. The question isn't whether 3I/Atlas is strange. The question is whether strange is enough to rewrite the rules. The chemistry that doesn't fit. September 18th, 2024. Dr. Melissa Jang's emergency request lands at James Webb Space Telescope operations. Her target, 3I/Atlas, just weeks before it disappears behind the sun. The infrared spectrum comes back, and the room goes quiet. Carbon dioxide to water, 8-1. That number should be impossible. Every comet ever measured shows water as the dominant volatile. Halley's Comet. Water leads by factors of 10. Hale-Bopp. Same story. But 3I/Atlas flips the script. 8 parts CO2 for every 1 part water vapor. 6 standard deviations outside the norm. In statistics, that's not an outlier. That's a different population entirely. Internal NASA chat logs reveal the debate. Half the team wanted to embargo the data. The other half argued that missing perihelion would leave the field blind forever. Transparency won. The numbers went public on October 3rd. JWST caught more. Strong carbon dioxide, moderate carbon monoxide, traces of carbonyl sulfide. The isotope ratios look solar, but the chemistry belongs somewhere else. Not a comet, not as we know them. The nickel problem. August through September 2024. Japan's KK Observatory maps the coma. Nickel emission lines glow bright in their spectrographs. Iron lines barely whisper. This is backwards. In normal comets, iron and nickel travel together. Cosmic siblings born in the same stellar furnaces. But 3I/Atlas breaks that bond. Nickel dominates. Iron hides. Peer reviewers push back hard. Calibration error? The KK team ran every check 3 times. The reduction pipeline held. No artifact. The nickel was real, and the iron was missing. The outgassing pattern made it worse. Gas and dust streamed sunward in a narrow, asymmetric plume. Not the chaotic spray of a typical comet, but a focused jet. The coma stretched nearly 6,000 kilometers. Mass loss, 150 kilograms per second. Water production, just 40 kilograms per second. Dr. Kenji Yamamoto, lead analyst, noted in September. The emission profile is extraordinarily clean. We expected turbulence. What we got was precision. Internal reports use stronger language. One draft memo described the outgassing as propulsive geometry, the trajectory nobody expected, 3 interstellar objects. That's the entire human catalog. Oumuamua in 2017. Borisov in 2019. Now 3I/Atlas arrives on a path that looks designed. 5 degrees off the solar system's main plane, threading through planetary orbits like it knows the way. For an interstellar visitor to slip in at this angle takes more than luck. The math is brutal. 1 in 20,000 odds. Dr. Avi Loeb went on record in September. Low inclination entries demand scrutiny. Random arrivals don't favor the ecliptic. Something selected this path, whether gravity or something else. The trajectory brings 3I/Atlas within striking distance of Mars in October, Venus in November, Jupiter next spring. Each close pass is a test. Pre-blackout astrometry locked in the baseline when the object reemerges in December. Even a shift of a few arcseconds will scream for answers. The Mars flyby confirmation. October 3rd, 2024. ESA's Mars Express and trace gas orbiter pivot toward the visitor. Distance, 0.19 astronomical units. Close enough to see details Earth can't resolve. The images come back sharp. The coma is active, steadily outgassing toward the sun. The spectra confirm what JWST and KK showed. chemistry that doesn't belong, sun-facing activity that persists, stable and directional. Nicholas Thomas, leading the CASA's imaging team. This is not a typical comet nucleus. The activity pattern suggests something more controlled than we'd expect from random sublimation. The Mars flyby didn't just confirm the anomalies. It ruled out observational error and instrumental artifacts. What Earth saw, Mars saw. The chemistry, the geometry, the control behavior, all real. The blackout and the test. October 21st, 2025. Superior conjunction. The geometry locks. The glare zone swallows everything. The blackout is absolute. October 29th, perihelion. The object reaches peak solar heating just 8 days into the darkness. This is when comets reveal their secrets. But Earth sees nothing. For 6 critical weeks, the sky is off limits. If anything wanted to change course unseen, this is the window. Dr. Avi Loeb calls the solar Ober scenario, a probe executing a maneuver when observation is impossible. The test is simple: astrometry. When 3I/Atlas reemerges, its position must match predictions to within 10 milliarcseconds. If it holds, the story ends with exotic chemistry. If it doesn't, if the path jumps by even 100 milliarcseconds, outgassing can't explain it. Only a sudden, deliberate force fits the data. December decides. The countdown ticks. Vera Rubin Observatory stands ready. Hubble and JWST have time reserved. December isn't just a reappearance. It's a verdict. The receipts are locked in. Carbon dioxide swamps water 8-1. Nickel outpaces iron. The trajectory threads the ecliptic at 1 in 20,000 odds. Mars confirmed persistent directional activity. These aren't theories. These are measurements. When 3I/Atlas clears the sun's glare, every prediction goes on trial. Either the orbit matches or something unaccounted for has happened. There's no middle ground. The Vera Rubin era promises dozens of interstellar visitors per year. Patterns will emerge. But for now, 3I/Atlas stands alone. Not just another comet. A test case for what we're willing to consider when the data doesn't fit. The blackout ends in December. The answers arrive with it. Until then, the sky stays dark and the questions wait.